Michael Blakey not quite yet?
We'll see how he trains. So training form's good form. He's been certainly up and going pretty well. We've just got to make that call probably at the end of training and see how he actually goes. So wait and see. But he certainly feels like he's ready to go. So, but the full assessment of that will be made after training, I thought.
What do you think he needs to prove today?
Not so much needs to prove anything. I think we'd probably like to see him complete a full game, and he hasn't quite done that yet. So that's something that we need to just make sure that the final box is just ticked. But we know how important he is to us, and we'd love him in the football team. There's no question on that. What he'd bring to us is unquestioned. It's just a matter of whether we're pretty committed to making sure that we can get 15, 16 quality games out of him for the rest of the season. So we just don't want to pull the trigger too early, and if that means waiting another week, we will. But at the same time, let's wait and see how he trains and see how we go.
How much do you go off his word, Voss, and how he feels?
Well, he's a competitor, so what do you think he wants to do? And you'd expect it to be no different. But our job is to be able to see the work that he's completed and how he's tracking, and we've got to be a little bit, just cautious and just making sure that he's right to go. And if he is, then so be it. But if he's not, then we'll wait another week and we'll unleash him next week.
Obviously, there's a lot of expectation on you to win last week. There's virtually no expectation on you to win this week coming up against Sydney in Sydney. Does that make you more dangerous that there's not that extra pressure on you?
Oh, I think every week we have to have a certain level of pressure and edge about us. It's well documented what Sydney are capable of. You wouldn't be reigning premiers if, so there's not a lot of convincing I need to be able to make about our players about what they're capable of. But as we've focused on the last couple of weeks, we've had a few things we've had to be able to really focus on ourselves to get right, and that's where all energy's gone into. So of course we'll look at Sydney. We know what they do, and we know where their weapons are. We've just got to make sure though that for us to be able to go down there's a number of things we've got to get in place. And as I mentioned after the game, it was good to get some players into form and some touch. So that time and space is going to be taking away from us this week. So we have to make sure we can handle that and then build our game from there. We're just looking forward to be able to get out there and play the game. I think there is a genuine feeling amongst the group that we're looking forward to the weekend and what it might hold. But there's certain things we obviously need to be able to get done. If we don't look after those, then they're a good football team and they'll smother that and they'll build their game from there. So we can't afford for that to happen.
Michael, Brent Stake, how far away is he?
Hopefully in a couple of weeks, but again, he'll probably play his first full game this week. So he's almost in the same preparation mode as where Blackie's at. So it'll be more with Stakes as when he feels his confidence levels are returned and he gets his orientation around on the football field right. Then that'll be the time when he'll probably put his hand up. How long that will be, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll let Stakes tell us that by the way he plays, not so much what comes out of his mouth. We'll make that observe about how he goes about that, and then as soon as we're ready, we're prepared to throw him straight back in and go for it, because he's completed the full pre-season, so it's not like he's not fit enough and he's not match fit enough. And it'll be more, I think, with Stakes is that he'll show us when he's ready by the actions that he does on the field.